Hey you guys, welcome back to Homistics. My name is Tutu Westerhoff and I created this channel to share my thoughts, some inspiration and some ideas on creating homes that inspire us and make our everyday life easy. As promised last time, I said I'm going to sort this shelf out with you guys. This shelf was here when we bought the house. It like fills up the whole room. All, let me see, one, two, three corners are blessed with wonderful, beautiful wooden shelving. The background is white. I have thought about maybe putting up some wallpaper or something on the back, but I always go off that idea because I feel like putting wallpaper will make the whole room tight. You know, when you have too much detail, too much designs, too many designs going on, it will make the place look cluttered. And because there's so much going on here already, I decided to forget that idea altogether and leave the background white. So we're playing with wooden shelves and a white background. I use the space to store our books and also some meaningful pieces that we have. This is where I put our photographs. I don't have a focal wall in our house or pictures hung on the wall. I tend to keep them within this space so that there's only like one area where I will do all that dusting and sorting and all of that. And this shelf has been through quite a lot because a couple of years ago we had quite a large flood in our home. That means like the ground floor was a mess. We had so much water in here that we literally had to take everything out, redo the flooring, and that meant taking the shelf down as well to get the tiling done and paint the walls and all of that. So we had to take it off the walls, and I was so worried, and I was actually quite scared that we weren't going to be able to get it back up again, but there it is, and I'm just so happy that it's there because it brings character into the home. It also has like this bench area, which makes it easy for us to climb up. Woo! Don't laugh. To climb up and reach books or anything else that's up there that we need. This place acts like a catch-all for all kinds of stuff that we use or don't use throughout the days. So what happens is, like, when I decorate our living room or other areas of the home and I don't want to go all the way downstairs to put them back in the shelf, I just tend to drop the pieces up here, place them somewhere wherever I can find space, as you know, as a way of not having to go downstairs. That's laziness. So the idea this time is to limit the action that's going on in this space. And so I will stick with greenery, these faux plants that I have here and there. I tried at one point to put in real plants, but that just does not work. It never works when I put plants in areas that I don't visit every day because I don't, they don't get the love that they're supposed to get, so they end up dying. So I have the faux plants here. I will work with a lot of wooden objects. I'll look around the house and see what I have and use that to decorate the space. And maybe some dried leaves and stones. You know how I like to work with natural elements. I'll look and see what I can find. But the idea is to go through the books and see which ones we don't need any longer, and I will get those sold or give them away. I will also check and see if they're sorted out. It might not look like it, but I have arranged the books by topic. Okay, some people arrange their books, they color code them. Some people arrange them by I don't know, by author or different things, but my books are sorted by topic because that makes it easier for me to find the books. Now this room has many functions. First of all, it is a dining room. This is where we receive our guests. If we have more than 6 guests, we tend to use this table, or for special occasions because we can fit 10 people, maybe even more than that, on this table. We also use it as a place to play games. We also use it as a place to, this is where my children study, well, like when they really have to study, and they need more space than the space that they have upstairs in their bedrooms. They tend to use this table. I tend to work here as well, because working here means like I have everything, you know me, have everything under control. I can see who's doing what over there or over there. So I actually love working on this table as well. And it's also a very bright room. And of course, it is our library. And trust me, there's some books in here that we don't really need, that one would say, okay, declutter them or sell them. But, you know, because I have the space, and it also adds that visual that I'm looking for, that library feel, I keep the books. It's not because we necessarily need all of them. I keep them because they make the place look like a library. I am going to take all the items that are not books, the non-book items, I'm going to put them on this large table and sort those out. The ones that I'm going to put back on the shelf will stay here, and the rest I'll put them in the rooms where they belong. And then we're going to tackle the books. I'm going to go through them section by section, pull out the ones that I feel that we can pass on to someone else. I know that I'm going to look for some books by black authors to donate to our local library, Theodore Vonia Michael Library in Cologne, and I'll just check them out. Well, I'll say, let's begin. This is what we have collected. Again, some of the stuff I am going to give away. Some of them I am going to bring downstairs where I have space to store them. If you don't have space for something, that basically means you're not supposed to keep it, because if you do keep it, you're going to have your space cluttered. If you don't mind the clutter, then go ahead and keep it, but you've got to understand that clutter does something to you mentally. Okay, have a look at it. I think it looks even nice like this without any bits and pieces in between, but nah, actually not. For my taste, I need a little bit of tutu in there. I need a little bit of our family character and flair in there. So I'm going to go ahead right now and dust off the shelves, maybe going with some water and a little bit of soap to keep it that deep clean. And we'll go from there and start sorting the books and redecorating. So let me show you how far I have gotten. Yeah, I put all the picture frames together, and the thing is, when picture frames are not uniform, they tend to look messy, in my opinion. So I came up with the idea to maybe spray paint them or um, cover them up maybe with plain white or black fabric or something to make them look more uniform, to bring in some calmness when I have them in the shelf. I found a Christmas present that I still have to give to someone. Yep, that's gonna go. It's definitely gonna go to the right person this week. These are the few things that I decided to give away. These babushkas, I've had them for so long and I don't feel like I need them anymore. They don't serve me anymore. I know this particular one I got for my daughter. I might ask her if she wants to keep that one, but the other ones I am going to get rid of. And these are the items that I've decided to keep for the moment, and I'm going to use them to fill in the gaps in the on the bookshelf. And these are the items that I'm going to store downstairs. I have a shelf for my decoration pieces, and that's where these pieces are going to go until I decide to redecorate. So I've done a bit of dusting, and I'm gonna go in now with a little bit of water and liquid soap to work on the shelves. I just noticed that I tend to neglect like the top shelves, but there are things on there that we never really need. So they're okay up there. They don't get in the way. They're just there for visual purposes. So I just dust them off a little bit, and I never think of redecorating or moving those items at all. Yeah, my focus is usually on this part. That's probably because that's my favorite part of the shelf. So I've done some wet dusting, and once I continue dusting, I am going to take a look at the books, go through them one by one and roughly scan them and see if there are any books amongst them that we don't need anymore, or any books that, as I said earlier, I want to donate to the Theodore Wonyamisho Library in Cologne. And if I see any books that are in the wrong place, then I'll put them where they belong. And that's how I'm going to sort out the books. It would take me forever if I was to take everything out and put them back in. But because this is something that I do regularly, there's really no need for that. The books are pretty much sorted. And so it's just about going through them now and seeing what I can do to update the way that they look or the way that they're sorted now. Now to the fun and final part. I'm going to start decorating, but I'm not going to forget to take my rag with me because, I'm just going to keep dusting as I go, and I am sure it's going to look beautiful by the time I'm finished. Another thing is, I showed you guys the few things that I have on the table that I want to decorate with. I might not use everything. I might bring in some other things. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. And that's the fun thing about decorating, because you create as you go. Just in case you're wondering what the vibe is like in here while I'm dusting and cleaning and organizing my bookshelf, I am listening to Jeezy Lick. Okay, so honestly, the vibe is amazing. Everything about every song that this guy makes is just I love it. So there's a lot of Sierra Leonean vibes in here. If you were here, I am telling you, you would enjoy it. So when you're decluttering, organizing, and cleaning, always make sure to turn on some music that inspires you and makes you happy. That's one of my secrets. Okay, I am finished. I made it. I made it. I am going to wipe down the table and yeah, vacuum a little bit. I decided not to put the picture frames back in the shelf because I feel like there's an idea coming up in my mind. I'm not sure yet what it's going to be, but I feel like I have to do something with the picture frames. I'm not the kind of person to throw things away just because I don't want them anymore. I'm just going to figure out what I can do with the picture frames to make them work for me. So here it is. Here is the final result. Remember, I still have the picture frames. I'm going to leave them here to remind me to get them done as soon as possible. There you go. I absolutely love how it's turned out. The pictures are going to go down here once I have the frames complete. And to complete the whole thing, I placed this turquoise bowl in the middle of the table with 2 rows of Jericho, and I'm gonna watch them open up throughout the day, and by tomorrow they should be completely open. And if I do remember, I'll make sure I add that footage onto this video as well. But till then, I am just so happy about how my library turned out. My library slash dinner room, whatever you want to call it. All I know is that from this angle it no longer looks cluttered, apart from the picture frames, but I'll take care of that very soon.